Hello, DragonCon. My name is Ryan Carey, and I'm a volunteer with the BritTrack. This year, for the DragonCon Goes Live virtual convention, we have reached out to some of our wonderful Doctor Who costumer and cosplayer community to conduct interviews to kind of get to know them a little better. Some of our interviews are in character, while others are done out of character.
Well, thank you. It's my pleasure to be here today. My name is Michael Snell. I am Go Big Cosplay, and of course this character is Davros from Doctor Who.
Why did you choose to portray this character?
Well, I got into cosplay in 2016 when my son and I went to what was my first convention. It was Conquistadorus in Huntsville, Alabama. You know, that year I went as a simple outfit to make anyway, but Wilfred Mott. And, you know, when the convention was over, I told my son, you know, this was fun. You know, we keep doing this though, we're going to have to step our game up. And so since we were into Doctor Who at the time, we decided to start looking at other different Doctor Who characters, and we came up with Davros. You know, I chose Davros because, you know, it's a character that I like the way that they've had the character evolve over the years and everything, but also it's a cosplay that is a Doctor Who character that very few people are doing, and I like to be different.
What does it mean to you cosplaying as Davros?
Well, cosplaying as Davros allows me to bring in another side of the Doctor Who series. Because there's cosplayers out there that doing all the doctors, you know, a lot of the companions and a whole bunch of the supporting characters in Doctor Who. But there aren't very many people out there that actually cosplay the villains, and definitely not cosplaying Davros. You know, what I like seeing as Davros, seeing people's reactions when Davros and the Doctor meet up and they start squaring off and they start going at each other, and you know, it's just a lot of fun.
Why do you cosplay?
Well, like I mentioned earlier, I went to my first convention with my youngest son, and I got into it and started doing it as something for him and I to connect with, and something to have in common and be able to spend time together and to make memories. And you know, as a cosplayer, I enjoy bringing Davros and you know, other characters that I do, bringing them to life and then bringing them into the conventions and having people's interactions with them.
If you could portray Davros as a guest star on a different show, what show would you choose?
Now, it's a loaded question because there's a whole lot of shows that it would be fun to do, but you know, thinking about it, I would have to say Big Bang Theory. I mean, here you are, you've got a show that's already about geeks and nerds and super smart people. And all these guys, they already talk about Comic-Con, they go to Comic-Con, and, you know, the TARDIS has even made a few appearances in a couple episodes on the Big Bang Theory. You know, I'd like to see how the characters, especially Sheldon, would interact meeting Davros for the first time.
If you could change the fate of one Doctor Who character, who would it be?
Well, of course, you know, you first start thinking about a lot of the newer characters, you know, like Rose. Did she have to get, you know, isolated on a different planet, different world? And, you know, there's just so many others. But I think I would have to go back to more of the original series. And I would have to say Adric, you know, who was a companion with the Fifth Doctor. And, you know, Adric was one of the first characters who actually died during fighting an enemy or fighting a villain of the Doctor. You know, what would like to have seen though is that maybe they wouldn't have killed him off, but they would have allowed the relationship to develop more with the Doctor, and them to be a little bit closer, and you know, kind of more like he had with some of the other companions that went along with him.
What is the most challenging cosplay you have attempted?
Well, you're looking at it. Davros, there was a challenge making Davros because, as you can see, there are so many aspects to the build, and then there's some aspects that you can't see. You know, of course, you can see the woodworking that was involved to build the chair itself, and then there was electrical with all the lights and everything else, and there was mechanical because it is a motorized chair, and I had to work on that, and of course sewing, putting the outfit together and all. But probably the most challenging part of it was the mask making. None of us had ever done mask making, so we had to learn how to do it. We followed videos, and as you can see, we managed to get it done.
What is a costume that you would like to do but haven't figured out a way to accomplish it yet?
Well, like most cosplayers, I've got a whole lot of ideas in my idea bin, or my want to bin, or my wish list of cosplay characters and stuff. But I think I would have to choose a character. It's a concept character from the BioShock video games. My son and I were looking at doing some of the different Big Daddy characters from there, and this concept character came up, and it's called Mothman. You know, Mothman is probably kind of like a 7-foot egg-shaped Big Daddy type character, but he has a huge wingspan. And when the wings are not deployed or in use, they're actually folded up and protected under some wing covers on the back. And I'm still working out how to store the wings and have the covers and have it all still look good.
Which element of your costume do you feel completes your character?
Well, I would have to say the head harness. You know, when we first started building this, you know, we did the first build in about 4 weeks and all, and we didn't have time, or didn't have the materials at the time to build the head harness. And so we probably went a year and a half or so without the head harness, but we were finally able to get the head harness done, and adding that aspect of the costume to the character, you know, in my opinion, just completed the character.
What is one fun thing that has happened while you were in costume?
Well, for me, there's a lot of things that happen. You know, you have some of these fun little onesie-twosies, but for me, the fun things that happen are seeing the kids' reactions when they see Davros come rolling through and they see him for the first time. Some of the kids, you can just see that excitement on their face. And then some of the kids, you can kind of see that apprehension and maybe a little bit of fear here, you know, what's this and all. And but it's fun to start interacting with them and talking with them and having fun with them, letting them know that Davros is not as scary as he looks.
What advice do you have for those just starting out with their Doctor Who costuming and or cosplay?
Well, the best advice I can give anybody starting cosplay, whether it's Doctor Who or another series, is have fun, have fun, have fun. Remember that cosplay is all about fun. Cosplay who you want, when you want, however you want. You know, research your character, start collecting things that will help you complete your costume and all. Talk to people. You know, get out there on Facebook and other social media places and talk to people who have already put their costumes together. And just remember, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be screen accurate. You know, just make it as close as you want or obscure as you want, you know. But again, the most important thing about cosplaying is to have fun.
Which companion is your favorite?
Well, as I've already alluded to, that would be Wilfred Mott, Donald Noble's grandfather. You know, though, really, if you look at it, he's not a companion in the sense of a companion, but I think you can really classify him as a companion to the companions. You know, Wilfred was this lovable, older, grandfather-type guy, you know, that the Doctor was actually able even to confide in. Well, thank you. I appreciate you having me here today. It was a lot of fun. Hope to see you around.
Thank you again for joining us for our DragonCon BritTrack 2020 virtual Doctor Who cosplay and costume interviews. We look forward to seeing more from you. Be sure to check out our virtual panels and other programming on our YouTube channel. If you are interested in participating in a costume and cosplay interview, be sure to email us at britishmedia@dragoncon.org. We hope you have a wonderful 2020 DragonCon Goes Virtual, and we look forward to seeing you next year. Goodbye for now.